This is the Yay or Nay Show with Alex C. A sports show for sports fans by a sports fan. And now, here is Alex C.
All right, here we go. It is the Yay or Nay Show with Alex C., a sports show for sports fans by a sports fan. Let's start it off with some Yay or Nay questions. It's been a minute since we've done these, and I actually have quite a few that I'm going to be posting today. One of the questions that I asked, which was, as of now, are the Dallas Cowboys still the favorite to win the NFC East? Because all I'm hearing from all of the national sports media is how the Dallas Cowboys are still the best thing since sliced bread. And, oh, they can't wait for Dak Prescott to have a breakout year. And, oh, how they've so improved. And they haven't done anything to improve. And Dak Prescott is a just barely above average quarterback who's getting overpaid like most of the Dallas Cowboys do, because Jerry Jones is arguably one of the bottom three general managers in the NFL without a doubt in any way, shape, or form. And I know you will find national media guys that will try and refute what I'm saying and say, no, he is actually one of the top 10 general managers in the NFL. But here, let me win this argument real quickly. Fact, not fiction. If Jerry Jones were one of the top 10 general managers in the NFL, don't you think they would have won a playoff game? Just saying. Don't you think they would have won a Super Bowl? Don't you think they would be a Super Bowl contender year in and year out? The only time they're ever Super Bowl contenders is at the beginning of the season when the national media is trying to sell you on the fact that they're one of the best teams in the NFL and an NFC favorite. They say the same thing every year, and we are 26 years later. No return trips to the NFC Championship, no playoff victories to tout. And yet they still continue to tell you how great they are. They're one of the odds-on favorites. Oh, they're the best. Oh, they've got the best roster. Oh, they've got the best quarterback. Oh, they've got the best coach. Oh, they got the best general manager and owner in Jerry Jones. And if he were the best, shouldn't they have some playoff victories? So again, I just won the argument. Jerry Jones, one of the bottom three general managers in the NFL. Fact, not fiction. Absolutely 100% irrefutable. Nobody can rebut the words that just came out of my mouth. There's no way at all that you could say he is a great general manager. No playoff victories. Zero playoff victories. Don't talk to me about Pro Bowl. Everybody gets voted into the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl's nothing special, just like getting into Canton, Ohio is nothing special. Everybody gets into Canton, Ohio. There's nothing special about the Hall of Fame anymore. Everybody gets in. The criteria, the bar that is set is very, very low. So again, the question is, as of now, are the Dallas Cowboys still the favorite to win the NFC least? I don't call it East, I call it least, because it is the most pathetic and has been the most pathetic division in football for a very long time. Bottom line, 54% of the people that voted said the Dallas Cowboys are not the favorite to win the NFC East. Another question that I put out there was, who do you think is an NBA Finals favorite? I put four teams that everybody continues to talk about: the Bucks, the 76ers, the Suns, and the Warriors. Now, this, I have to put it out there, full disclosure, had a very low participation rate. However, with that being said, 100% of the people that voted got it wrong, by the way, but 100% of the people that voted said the Milwaukee Bucks are the odds-on favorite to win the NBA title. And again, 100% of the people that voted got it wrong. In my opinion, that is. All right, now, another question is, we all know Tom Brady came back. Yay, big deal. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, never have been, never will be. Is he the greatest of all time? Well, he has the Super Bowls to back it up, so we won't dispute that. But let's face it, he's one of the most boring quarterbacks in the NFL. But with that being said, the question is, with Tom Brady back out of retirement, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a Super Bowl favorite? 76% of the people that voted said nay, Tampa Bay is not a Super Bowl favorite. 76% of the people that voted got it right. Tampa Bay wasn't a favorite last year, shouldn't have been a favorite last year, shouldn't be a favorite this year. Of course, the national media is going to talk about how they are because of Tom Brady and because they're in love with Tom Brady, and they're just going to say whatever they say. But keep in mind, national media gets it wrong way more than they get it right. So hardly the people to follow if you're looking for an opinion because you just don't have all the information. Just saying. All right, now, let's move over to Major League Baseball really quickly. Yesterday, we were going to do what the projections were in regards to the teams and where they rank and how many wins are they going to get, because the Four Letter Network put that information out there. I wanted to get into it yesterday. We didn't have enough time, obviously. Very long show yesterday. So let's get into this, starting with number one. We'll just go from number one down to 30. No reason to go from 30 to 1. It's not that significant of a list. So the LA Dodgers. Now, according to the experts, they are projected to win 101 games and lose 61. Their playoff odds are at 97.3%. Now, if everything goes right, they become the first National League team since 1930 to score 1,000 runs in a season. So, again, the LA Dodgers are projected to win 101 games, lose 61. They have a playoff odds of 97.3 to make it into the playoffs. So that is the LA Dodgers at number one. The Toronto Blue Jays are projected at number two. Their projected record is 96-66. They have a 90.8 playoff odds. And if everything goes right for them, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. said in spring training, last year was the trailer. What you are going to see this year is the movie, with Guerrero and Bo Bichette both finishing in the top 5 of AL MVP voting. The Jays are unstoppable on offense, and the rotation is one of the best in the league. Coming in at number 3, we've got the Atlanta Braves. They have a projected record of 94-68. Their playoff odds are at 84.2%. If everything goes right, they cruise to their 5th straight NL East title behind the big bats of Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, and Marcell Ozuna, who rediscovers his 2020 offense. Coming in at number 4, you got the Chicago White Sox. And again, we are giving you the Four Letter Network's projections in regards to what their records will be and what their playoff odds are. The Chicago White Sox, their projected record is 93-69. They have playoff odds of 85.5%. If everything goes right, the White Sox won 93 games in 2021 despite injuries up and down the lineup. This year, Luis Robert, who hit 338, 378, and 567 last season in 68 games, stays healthy and joins the MVP fray. Coming in at number 5, you have the Houston Astros, one of the most hated teams in baseball. Their projected record is 95-65. Their playoff odds are at 87.7%. If everything goes right, Kyle Tucker, coming off a 294, 359, 557 season, keeps improving and is an MVP candidate. Alex Bregman is healthy after last year's wrist injury and is once again an MVP candidate. Coming in at number 6, the New York Yankees. Their projected record is 94-68. Their playoff odds are at 85.6%. And if everything goes right, the 30-something core of Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, and DJ LeMahieu all remain healthy, and combined with Joey Gallo's huge season, the Yankees return to being an offseason powerhouse. Coming in at number 7, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Their projected record is 94-68. Their playoff odds are at 86.5%. If everything goes right, 1982 was a long time ago. It's time to end that World Series drought by riding the best rotation in the majors. Reigning Cy Young winner Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, Adrian Hauser, and Eric Lauer, with rookie Aaron Ashby filling in. The Brewers again use a 6-man rotation at times, and it keeps everyone healthy. Coming in at number 8, you have the New York Mets. The projected record is 87-75. Their playoff odds are a little lower at 58.2%. If everything goes right, sorry, Mets fans, it's already going wrong with the news that Jacob deGrom will miss significant time with a stress reaction in his right shoulder. So that leaves it up to Max Scherzer to stay healthy and dominate, and hope deGrom can return in the second half and perform like he did in the first half of 2021. Coming in at number 9, you've got the Tampa Bay Rays. Their projected record, 86-76. Their playoff odds are at 53.9%. For them, if everything goes right, they win their third straight AL East crown as they allow the fewest runs in the league, thanks to an under-heralded but dominant bullpen that once again leads the majors in innings pitched and a lineup that once again slugs the third most home runs in the league. Coming in at number 10, the San Francisco Giants. Their projected record, 85-77. Their playoff odds are at 49.4%. If everything goes right. Last season was not smoke and mirrors. The offense once again leads the NL in home runs by mixing and matching its way to 250 long balls. Logan Webb, who had a 2.43 ERA in the second half, including the postseason, contends for a Cy Young honor. Coming in at number 11, you got the Boston Red Sox. Now, their projected record is 87-75. They have a playoff odds of 59.4%, pretty favorable. If everything goes right, the Red Sox and not the Blue Jays lead the AL in runs. They scored just 17 fewer runs last season than the Jays. Trevor Story quickly adjusts to leaving Coors Field and returns to being a 35-homer, 25-steal player like he was in 2018 and 2019. Coming in at number 12, the San Diego Padres. Their projected record is 89-73. Their playoff odds are at 68.9%. If everything goes right, they stay close until Fernando Tatis Jr. returns, and then San Diego superstar goes on a 3-month binge with 30 home runs. So that is what we're looking at for the San Diego Padres. This is the list that the Four Letter Network has put out once again in regards to projected win-loss records for the teams and what their playoff percentages are going to be as far as the odds go. And coming in at number 13, it's the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the projected record is 89-73. Their playoff odds are at 67%, pretty favorable. If everything goes right, the Phillies set a modern, since 1901, franchise record for runs scored with Bryce Harper, Nicholas Castellanos, and Kyle Schwarber combining for 115 home runs. The number 14 team, the Seattle Mariners, their projected record is 82-80. Their playoff odds are at 34.6%. If everything goes right, they turn fun differential into run differential. Robbie Ray shows his Cy Young season with the Blue Jays was no fluke. Logan Gilbert emerges as an all-star in his sophomore season. Jared Kelenic and Julio Rodriguez turn into the best young outfield duo in the majors, and Jesse Winkler replicates his 305, 394, 556 line he put up with the Reds last season, and Eugenio Suarez gets back to hitting in the 270 range like he did from 2017 to 2019. Number 15, you've got the St. Louis Cardinals. Their projected record is 81-81. Their playoff odds are at 30.6%. If everything goes right, it's 2011 all over again and the reunion of Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and Adam Wainwright. When Molina turns 40 in July, all three will be 40 or older. Coming in at number 16, you have the Los Angeles Angels. Now, their projected record is 82-80. Their playoff odds are at 36.6%. And if everything goes right, Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon remain healthy and join Shohei Ohtani as the most fearsome threesome in the majors. Coming in at number 17, you have the Minnesota Twins. Their projected record is 81-81. Their playoff odds are at 16.1%. If everything goes right, Carlos Correa and Byron Buxton are the best all-around duo in the game, with Correa matching his 7.2 WAR season from the 2021 and Buxton staying healthy and producing close to his ridiculous 2021 pace of 4.5 WAR in 61 games. At number 18, you have the Detroit Tigers, a team, by the way, that some people are projecting will actually make the playoffs, despite what the four-letter network here is saying. The projected record is 74-88. Their playoff odds are at 9.9%. If everything goes right, after 5 consecutive losing seasons, Detroit's 5 big offseason additions live up to the growing expectations for this team with Javier Baez, Eduardo Rodriguez, Michael Pineda, and Andrew Chafin and Tucker Barnhart all matching or exceeding the performance that led GM Al Avila to bring them aboard. Coming in at number 19, you've got the Miami Marlins. Now, their projected record is 77-85. Their playoff odds are at 13.9%. If everything goes right, the Marlins haven't finished above 500 in a 162-game season since 2009, averaging 91.4 losses in those 11 years, not including the COVID-shortened 2020 season. For the first time since 2017, they have a player hit more than 22 home runs, in this case, Abisail Garcia, Jorge Soler, and Jesus Sanchez, who had 14 in 64 games as a rookie. Coming in at number 20, you've got the Cleveland Guardians. Their projected record, 77-85. Their playoff odds are only at 15%. If everything goes right, they start the season by signing Jose Ramirez to a long-term extension. Shane Bieber returns to his Cy Young form of 2020, and Tristan McKenzie, 3.65 ERA over his final 10 starts last year, makes the leap and becomes a dominant starter. Coming in at number 21, you've got the Texas Rangers. Their projected record is 69-83. Their playoff odds are only at 3.6%. If everything goes right, Corey Seager and Marcus Seaman both start the All-Star game and finish in the top 5 of the MVP voting. Nathaniel Lowe adds more loft to his swing and becomes a 30-homer dude. Coming in at number 22, you've got the Chicago Cubs. Now, their projected record is 74-88. Their playoff odds are at 9.2%. If everything goes right, Saya Suzuki proves to be an electrifying addition, bringing power, walks, and howitzer of an arm. Kyle Kendricks rediscovers his groove, and he, Marcus Stroman, and Wade Miley prove you can succeed without throwing 95. Coming in at number 23, you've got the Kansas City Royals. Now, their projected record is 71-91. Their playoff odds are at 4.8%. If everything goes right, Salvador Perez's 48 home runs last year, which tied him with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for the Major League lead, were a surprise, but he proves it was no fluke with another 40-plus homer season. Coming in at number 24, you've got the Washington Nationals. The projected record is 69-93. Their playoff odds are at 3.1%. If everything goes right, Juan Soto has a season for the ages. He hits for average, hits for power, draws a bajillion walks. He hits 400 in 2 different months, and he posts a 500 on-base percentage for the season. So lots of good things could happen for the Nationals, actually, I'm hearing. I know that this right here is telling you that their projections are a little low at 69-93. I have heard other reports where some people believe that the record for the Nationals could actually be flipped, 93-69 versus 69-93. Coming in at number 25, you've got the Cincinnati Reds. The projected record is 77-85. Their playoff odds are at 16.9%. If everything goes right, the future is now as rookie Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo, along with Tyler Mahle and Luis Castillo, give the Reds 4 above average starters. The past is now as Joey Votto makes his 2021 numbers and Mike Moustakas has a rebound campaign. Nick Senzel is finally healthy and holds down center field, while Tyler Stevenson, 286, 366, and 431, as a rookie, turns in an all-star backstop. Coming in at number 26, you've got the Colorado Rockies. Their projected record, 66-96. Their playoff odds are at 1.5%. A lot of people are talking about it. It's a rebuild year for the Rockies. If everything goes right, Chris Bryant loves Coors Field and hits 300 with 40 home runs. Randall Grichuk, who hit at 31 home runs in 2019, matches him. And CJ Cron proves last year's 130 OPS was legit. And Ryan McMahon outwars Nolan Arenado, Jermaine Marquez and Kyle Freeland combined for 31 wins like they did in 2018. The Giants and Padres fall apart, and the Rockies squeeze out a wild card spot. Number 27, the Arizona Diamondbacks, a team that I've got no faith in. Projected record 66-96. Their playoff odds 1.5%. Big shock. If everything goes right, they start out 15-13 again. But then instead of losing 50 of their next 58 games, yes, the D-backs went 8-50 from May 4th through July 4th. They win 30 of 58 and enter the All-Star break in wild card contention. Ketel Marte plays 150 games and has an MVP caliber season like he did in 2019. After churning through 16 starting pitchers in 2021, the Diamondbacks need just 7. Last year's saves leader, Mark Melancon, locks down the 9th. He had 39 last year. Arizona had 22 as a team. No one more than 6. A year after losing 110 games, the D-backs finish over 500. The next up is number 28, which is the Oakland Athletics. Their projected record, 68-94. Their playoff odds are at 2.1%. If everything goes right, they get big league production from the prospects they acquired in their trades. Christian Pache hits enough to back up his potential Gold Glove caliber defense in center field. Number 29, you've got the Pittsburgh Pirates. Their projected record, 66-96. Their playoff odds are below 1%, believe it or not. If everything goes right, the Pirates not only don't trade Brian Reynolds, they sign him to a long-term extension. They call up O'Neal Cruz and sign him to a long-term extension. And Brian Hayes stays healthy, makes the All-Star team, and wins a Gold Glove. Mitch Keller finally harnesses that big fastball and drops 3 runs off his ERA of 6.17 from 2021. Coming in at number 30, believe it or not, it's the same team as last year, the Baltimore Orioles. Their projected record is 58-104. Their playoff odds are at 0.2%. If everything goes right, Cedric Mullins builds on his all-star season. Adley Rutschman and Grayson Rodriguez establish themselves as future stars. The pitching staff, which had a 5.84 ERA in 2021, lowers its ERA by a run and game thanks to the fences getting moved back at Camden Yards, and the Orioles win 70 games. And that is it for the four-letter network's projected victories and playoff percentages for the MLB. Now let's flip over to the NBA really quickly. Their power rankings are out. We are almost at playoff time, so let's start with number 1. And who's been number 1 pretty much all season long? It's the Phoenix Suns coming in at number 1. Their record right now, 62-16. They were 1. They are 1. They are ready to go. The Suns can afford to rest some starters right now because they've got it locked down for home court throughout the playoffs. The number 1 nemesis for the Suns, the Memphis Grizzlies, coming in at number 2, their record 55-23. The Grizzlies, a stunning win over the Suns when only one Memphis starter played, improved their record to a 20-2 without superstar Ja Morant. And again, Ja Morant, is he an MVP? No. Why? They're 20-2 without him. MVP, the key word is value. Ja Morant brings fun, brings excitement, but he's not valuable to the team when it comes to winning, especially when it comes to winning big games. The Miami Heat come in at number 3. Their previous ranking was number 6. Kyle Lowry helped Miami pull off a solid win in his return game in Toronto. So Miami Heat coming in at number 3. Number 4, you've got the Boston Celtics. They are 49-30 right now. They're at number 4. Their previous ranking was number 3. They're playing some good, solid ball, though. Milwaukee Bucks, a team that everybody and a lot of people, I should say not everybody, but a lot of people are projecting to be a favorite to win the NBA Finals. I happen to disagree. We've had this discussion a million times. I don't want to do it again. Bottom line is they are ranked number 5. Giannis Antetokounmpo loudly asserted himself into the MVP conversation with a pair of dominant performances. The Philadelphia 76ers, they are 48-30. After Sunday's win over Cleveland, Philadelphia is tied with Milwaukee and sits a half game back of Boston. Number 7, the Dallas Mavericks. They are 49-30. Luka Doncic had another dominant performance against a fellow superstar in Sunday's win over Giannis Antetokounmpo's Bucks. Number 8, the Golden State Warriors. Their record is 50-29. Their previous ranking was 7. They slipped to 8. I don't got a lot of trust in Golden State, to be honest. I really don't. In all honesty, I would probably put them somewhere in the teens. They're just not a very trustworthy team. They can't stay healthy, and even when they're healthy, they just don't look as good as years past. But Klay Thompson offered a reminder that he is still capable of going off at any moment while pouring in 36 points and helping the Warriors climb out of a deep hole to beat the Jazz on Saturday night. The Denver Nuggets. The reigning MVP, the guy who's won 2 straw polls so far this season, by the way, enters the final week of the regular season doing MVP things. Nikola Jokic dropped 38 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks on Sunday's push to beat the Lakers. The Toronto Raptors coming in at number 10. Kyle Lowry was given a well-deserved night of celebration by the Raptors on Sunday night. And then he proceeded to do to them what he did countless times to Toronto's opponents during his 9 years with the franchise. The Raptors head into the final week of the season tied with the Bulls, who own the tiebreaker in the race for 5th. Number 11, you got the Utah Jazz. They're at 46-32. They were previously ranked number 9. They've had some tough times as of recently. It just keeps getting worse for the Jazz, who have lost 6 of their past 7. The lone winning during that stretch came over the Lakers, who, let's face it, everybody's beating the Lakers. The Chicago Bulls, 45-33. They're at number 12. Their previous ranking was 13. With Saturday's loss to the Heat, the Bulls are now 1-12 against the top 4 teams in their own conference. Number 13, you've got the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Wolves have dropped 4 of their past 7 games to lose some late season momentum. Their record right now, 45-34. The Brooklyn Nets, their record is 40-38. They're ranked number 14, previously ranked number 14. The Brooklyn is locked into the play-in, but sits in 10th place in the East with a week left in the regular season. Number 15, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their previous ranking was 16. Their record right now is 43-36. Cavs rookie standout Evan Mobley missed his 4th straight game Sunday because of a sprained left ankle. Number 16, you got the Atlanta Hawks. Their record's 41-37. They were previously number 17. Again, now they're 16. Trae Young had 36 points and 10 assists in Saturday night's win over the Nets, his 50th career game with at least 30 points and 10 assists. The LA Clippers, they're at number 17. Previously, they were ranked at number 18. Their record is 39-40. The Clippers had an eventful week. Paul George returned Tuesday to help erase a 25-point deficit against the Jazz and end the Clippers' 5-game losing streak. Number 18, you got the Charlotte Hornets. Their record right now, 40-38. They were previously ranked number 15. Again, now they're 18. Gordon Hayward was in the Hornets lineup Saturday for the first time since February 7th, and now will have a week to get himself up to speed before the play-in tournament. Number 19, you've got the New Orleans Pelicans. 34-44 is their record. They are where they were last week as far as the rankings go. New Orleans will have to wait until Tuesday night to clinch its spot in the play-in tournament with a win against Sacramento or a loss by the Lakers to the Suns. Obviously, the Lakers lost, looking good for the Pelicans. Coming in at number 20, the San Antonio Spurs. Their record is 33-45. They were previously ranked 23. Now they're 20th, like I said. San Antonio took a big step toward claiming the number 10 seed and the final spot in the play-in tournament with a win over Portland on Sunday. The LA Lakers, who are now out of it, done, finished, finito, ranked number 21. I don't know why. They should be a lot lower. Their previous ranking was 21. Their record is 31-47. LA lost its 6th game in a row with Sunday's defeat to Denver. And, of course, they did lose also on Tuesday to the Phoenix Suns. Washington Wizards, number 22, their record 34-44. The Wizards crushed Dallas by 32 in Kristaps Porzingis' return Friday, but followed that up by getting blown out by 42 on Sunday against Boston. Number 23, you got the New York Knicks. Their record's 35-44. With Julius Randle done for the season, the final few games will be a huge opportunity for second-year forward Obi Toppin to get a ton of minutes. Number 24, you got the Sacramento Kings. Their record is 29-50. Damian Jones has made the most of the late-season minutes he has received during Rashawn Holmes' absence from the team stemming from domestic violence allegations. Number 25, you got the Portland Trail Blazers. Their record's 27-51. The Blazers didn't face the Lakers last week, but Portland played spoiler to their dwindling play-in hopes. The tanking Blazers lost consecutive games at San Antonio to help the Spurs take a 2-game lead over the Lakers for the 10th spot. And again, now the Lakers are out of it. Done. Finished. Suns ended it. Indiana Pacers coming in at number 26. The Pacers have lost 7 straight games and are mired in a 6-21 skid to close out the season. Coming in at number 27, you got the Detroit Pistons. Their record's 23-56. Although the Pistons will finish the season with one of the worst records in the league, they have been much improved since the All-Star break. I will go along with that. They went 10-11 in the second half. And again, they did play a lot better ball and look a lot more competitive after the All-Star break. Coming in at number 28, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 23-55. Alexej I don't even know how to say his name. Porskevsky posted his first career triple-double with the 17-point, 10-rebound, 12-assist performance in Sunday's stunning win over the Phoenix Suns. Number 29, you got the Orlando Magic. Their record's 20-59. Orlando has dropped 6 in a row and got embarrassed in a 30-point blowout Sunday against the New York Knicks. And rounding it all out, the Houston Rockets at number 30. Jalen Green has joined some Hall of Fame company with his active streak of 4 straight 30-point performances. And that'll do it for the rankings for the NBA. We are now getting ready, obviously, for the playoffs. That is also going to do it for today's show. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. This is Yay or Nay Show with Alex C.